Dr. Zenith adjusted her environmental suit's radiation filters as the research vessel Harmony's edge descended toward the surface of Keth Prime. The planet had been classified as uninhabitable for good reason: toxic atmosphere, corrosive rainfall, temperatures that fluctuated wildly between freezing and scorching, and wildlife that seemed designed by evolution's cruelest imagination. "I still don't understand why we need the human for this mission," muttered Commander Zalthor, his tentacles writhing nervously inside his sealed habitat pod. "Our automated probes can collect the mineral samples perfectly well." Chief Engineer Maya-chan, the only human aboard, checked her basic atmospheric rebreather and worn field jacket. "Because sometimes things go wrong, and when they do, you need someone who can improvise." The Altarian science team exchanged skeptical glances. Maya looked pathetically under-equipped compared to their advanced life support systems, force field generators, and emergency teleportation beacons. She carried only a backpack filled with what appeared to be primitive tools: rope, a knife, some metal containers, and various odds and ends. Their skepticism turned to alarm when a violent electrical storm disabled their ship's systems during landing. The Harmony's edge crashed into a rocky canyon, its hull breached and life support systems failing. "Emergency protocols activated," announced Dr. Zenith, her voice tight with panic. "We have maybe 6 hours of reserve power for our environmental suits." Commander Zalthor's pod began blinking warning lights. "The ship's distress beacon is damaged. Rescue won't arrive for at least 3 standard days." The aliens stared at each other in growing horror. 3 days on Keth Prime without proper shelter meant certain death. Maya, meanwhile, had already stepped outside and was surveying their surroundings with calm efficiency. The acidic rain had started falling, hissing where it struck the ship's hull. Strange, predatory sounds echoed from the canyon walls above them. "Maya!" Dr. Zenith called through the comm system. "Get back inside. The atmospheric readings show lethal toxicity levels." "It's not that bad," Maya replied, breathing the filtered air through her simple rebreather. "Reminds me of camping in the Appalachian Mountains during acid rain season." The aliens watched through their suit cameras as Maya began collecting materials. She gathered flat stones from the canyon floor, harvested fibrous vines from the surprisingly resilient local vegetation, and even approached some of the smaller native creatures, not to hunt them, but to observe their behavior and learn from their survival adaptations. "She's lost her mind," whispered Commander Zalthor. "The stress has broken her." But within 2 hours, Maya had accomplished something that violated every principle of xenobiology the research team understood. Using nothing but materials found on this hostile world, she was building a shelter. She had identified a natural overhang in the canyon wall and was systematically improving it. The collected stones became walls, mortared together with a clay-like substance she'd mixed from local soil and some kind of natural polymer secreted by the native vegetation. The vines, after processing in a way that neutralized their toxicity, became cordage for lashing together a framework. Most incredibly, she had created a primitive but effective air filtration system using layers of different materials, some kind of porous stone, processed plant fibers, and even charcoal she'd made by burning specific local materials in her small, contained fire. "Impossible," Dr. Zenith breathed. "The atmospheric composition should kill her. Not if you understand how to work with it instead of against it," Maya called back, apparently having overheard through the comm link. She was now fashioning what looked like a water collection and purification system, using the canyon's natural drainage patterns and several ingenious filtering stages. By the end of the first day, Maya's shelter was not only habitable but comfortable. She had created a multi-room structure with separate areas for sleeping, food storage, and even a workshop area. The air inside tested cleaner than what their environmental suits were providing. But the real shock came when she invited them in. "The shelter can support all of us," Maya said simply. "Your suits are failing, but this place is safe." Dr. Zenith's instruments confirmed what seemed impossible. The crude shelter provided better protection from Keth Prime's hazards than their billion-credit life support technology. As they huddled in the surprisingly cozy space Maya had created from nothing but local materials and human ingenuity, Commander Zalthor finally understood why the galactic community both feared and respected the species from the death world called Earth. "How?" he asked quietly. Maya smiled, tending the small fire that provided warmth and light. "When your entire planet is trying to kill you from the day you're born, you learn to make friends with hostile environments. Earth taught us that any world can become home. You just have to listen to what it's telling you." Outside, Keth Prime continued its assault with toxic rain and prowling predators. Inside, the aliens slept safely in a shelter built by a human who had turned a deadly world into a temporary home with nothing but knowledge, adaptability, and the hard-won wisdom of her species. For the first time, they truly understood why humans were called Deathworlders, and why that made them the most valuable allies in the galaxy.